Hello, Pat. Can I get one of your things there? Thanks. I didn't see him yet. I didn't see him.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, you. Hey there.
Let me get
I want
one.
to thank everybody for coming, but most importantly, I want to thank my grandma Audrey, for being here today, for honoring us, for being with us for 100 years. So I told her a few weeks ago, you're going to be a centenarian. She said, what? So you lived 100 years, I said, and that's what they call people. 100 years. She did get a birthday card in the mail from President Barack Obama and also his wife, Michelle. Did you just bring it so I can read it to everybody? Want to get it? Okay, good. So when I read that card, it just kind of brought tears to my eyes because it just really reflects, just means so much. So they're going to print it, and I thought it would be an honor just to read it to everybody and to read it to my grandma here again today. So it's from the White House, Washington. Happy 100th birthday. We wish you the very best on this monumentous occasion. You have witnessed great milestones in our nation's history, and your life represents an important part of the American story. As you reflect upon a century of memories, we hope that you are filled with tremendous pride and joy. Congratulations on your birthday, and may you enjoy many more happy years as a centenarian. Sincerely, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. So, round of applause. Charmaine said it'll be by the birthday cake. And for us as Native people to have a member here with us, actually my grandma's a White Earth member, to be with us and be living for 100 years, that just breaks all statistics. I don't know if people know, but the average statistic for Native Americans is, I think, what, about 49, 50? So she doubled that statistic. And another thing I wanted to share with you, which probably a lot of you know, is she moved up here as a young girl from Waubin way back in 19-something. And she moved to the Fairbanks store down in Red Lake. Some of you might remember it, of course, we don't. No. But anyway, she moved there and she was with her parents and her sisters. And my uncle Leo DeJarly told me when they came into town, the boys were all excited because they teased my grandma and then they called them the Bronco Girls. So she worked with her family and they cut meat and they worked at the store. And deceased Roger Jordan, our former chairman, is the one that introduced my grandma to my grandpa Steve. So anyways, and Ethel was sharing stories back there of Ethel and Ava and my grandma and Steve. And so my grandpa, they met and they went off to the Apollo and they drove around and my grandpa sang a song to my grandma. Grandma, do you want to share the song that Grandpa snagged you with? Come on, Mother, come sing it for us. It's only 100 once. Come on, Mother. She knows a line, but it's so cute. Sure, they had 49 songs way back then. You probably heard this one too, but I will take you home in my Chevrolet car. That's all I know. That's what my grandpa snagged my grandma, and she's pounding away back there because she remembers. And another thing, as I reflect on my grandma and grandpa, and I think of them in when my grandpa got married, my family put on his tombstone about my grandma and grandpa that they lived for their family. And so my grandma, she's always been there for her children. And she's had a lot of hardships too. A lot of you don't know, but when she was a young woman, she lost two sons, Steve Juniors, to one of the childhood diseases they had back then. So she still remembers that, and she tells us stories, you know, how they had their funerals and their wakes, which is different than we have today. So she was always there for her kids. I remember when I was a kid growing up, she was like my nanny. She'd come and babysit and cook for us and clean for us. And then when me and my family went through hard times, we could always go to my grandma's on Sunday. She'd always have Sunday dinner for us. Just like Tippy and Kinkin, same thing, everything's always Sunday dinner. And I remember she had sunrise soup and white fish soup and potatoes and salt and pepper and onions. And of course there was a commodity beef. Everybody remembers them days. She'd mix up that commodity beef with gravy and she'd make biscuits and put them on top and bake them, and we'd all be able to feast with my grandma and grandpa. And another story I remember is me and my husband, we've been together for quite some time now, and he's back in the corner, my family back there. And I go with her and I visit with her and I D-word and complain. you know, everybody's been there in relationships, and she looked at me and she told me, it's for better or worse, for better or worse. So I always think that about my grandma. So I try to tell you, it's for better or worse. Sometimes it was worse, like still stuck it out. So anyways, and I did a paper once, a research paper on healthy eating. So I got to interview my grandma. When she was a young girl, they lived out on the farm in White Earth on the reservation. And their family raised chickens and pigs and cows and horses. And so Sundays when her parents
Got
would
your
go out
slim
to church,
stomach
they
in that one.
sometimes leave her behind to cook. So she'd have to literally go out and pick out a chicken, chop the head off, pluck the feathers, put it in the oven, cook it. When her family got home, she'd have Sunday dinner waiting. So she just was phenomenal. And when we go back to what Barack Obama and Michelle Obama on the card, you know, she just has a life of wealth and knowledge. And a lot of you will get a chance to visit her. She remembers a lot of things for being 100 years old. We did last fall have a hard time. You know, she had some health complications, and she was in the hospital in Bemidji, and we had the opportunity to have her at the nursing home, and then she went home again. So now she's doing good, and of course Doe takes credit back there. Uncle Doe. I said, of course you take credit back here for keeping her young, because whenever you come home, you're always so full of business, just to worry about you. He thinks he keeps her on her toes. Me, my mother, and Joyce, we don't know, but. So, I don't know if the chairman's in the house, but we had him next to do a speaking. But I know Yabe is in the house, and a few of the Yabe singers are my grandma's great nephews. So if they have maybe they could honor us by coming up and singing their song for them at this point in time. And then after they're done singing too, we have Father Jerry here for a blessing. As everybody knows, my grandma is an avid Catholic. She's going to go to St. Mary's Mission forever. And even myself, we went to with them. And then maybe too after we can have open mic and people can come up and share a story about my grandma. So, Yabe. And here comes Anne. Anne is my grandma's PCA worker. I don't think you guys need the mic, yeah? Darren? It's your birthday song, Grandma. Yeah, you can say. to share too about my grandma and grandpa, that way back in the 60s and the 70s, they went to all kinds of powwows. She had a whole bunch of buttons from all the powwows they went to. They went to like Whitefish Bay, powwows in North Dakota, powwows in Wisconsin. They'd just go all over. My grandpa would drive and they'd go listen to powwows. So way long time ago, she was hanging at the powwows.
I won't use the flash, but I'll be okay.
The exit, she even went. Well, that's another thing I should mention too is my grandma and grandpa did raise Leanne when she was a young little girl. She said she's still little. What am I talking about? Is Father Jerry here yet, Joyce? I know they had, I don't know who got to talk to Buck if he verified he was coming or not, but I know there is a tribal council person here in the house. I'm wondering if Richard Barrett would give us the honor of saying a few words. Richard Barrett, Little Rock representative, give him a round of applause.
Well, it's an honor to be here to this birthday party. I want to wish Audrey a happy birthday. And every time I seen Audrey, we were at my daughter's wedding, and she'd always ask me, "Where's your apron? Where's your apron?" She liked that apron. But anyway, I'd like to sing her a little song. Okay. Equapa in a baji, Chamupanes in a weechipa, Squabina in a binana, a BBS and binana. Happy birthday, Audrey.
Everybody remembers that one, huh? Awesome, you like Richard's song, Grandma? Pretty cute little song. Grandma Audrey, ask Grandma if she'd like to come up and say a few words. Grandma, come up, come say something, come thank everybody. She won't reach. Uncle, see if she wants to come up and thank everybody. It's not wireless.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Come on, Grandma, you can do it. Here she comes. Let's give her a round of applause. Of course, her 90th birthday, some of you were there, and that was at the VFW downtown Bemidji. I know Arlene Aganash was there dancing up a storm with us. My grandma, of course, showed us all up.
I'm glad to see all your people, and thank you for coming to my birthday. Thank you.
That was awesome. So she was our main speaker right there. And Marion, did you want to say something? No? Okay, Uncle.
Be good, everybody, for coming to my mother's birthday party. Be good. All the take on and for keeping her alive this long, because she always worries about me.
That's true, and he said I could just kill him sometime. But I could tell so many stories about her, but that would take all evening, but she's just an awesome mother. And thank you all for coming. Do it. Just do it.
Well, I guess all I can remember was take you home in my Chevy car. Hey on.
That sounded pretty good to me, Grandma. Let's give my grandma
It must have worked.
Let's give her another round of applause. She's old and she's sings for everybody. English, Grandma. I went on a trip a couple weeks ago to visit one of my daughters, and I said, I'll bring you home something. I'll bring you home a magnet. She said, what, a magnet? I said, no, a magnet. Well, if you bring me home a magnet, you better be pretty young, at least 69. You got to keep up with me, you know. So that was fun. So, Father Jerry here? Is it, who knows what time it is? 5:59.
I'll give a call.
Okay. Okay, so does anybody want to tell a quick story before we say a prayer here for our meal? Everybody's Indianish? Jan Kelly, you got a story about my grandma? Yeah.
Okay. Is Audrey listening? Okay. One time we went to a wedding at the Holiday Inn in Bemidji, and it was Junior Cobenais and that family. Well, anyway, they gave her an apron. No, someone was dancing around with the apron, and I was dancing with her, and she said, what's under that thing? And I said, I don't know. So we went closer, and we were dancing. You know, she lifted it up, and it was a great big dildo hanging. I didn't know what to do, you know, because it was Audrey, and she says, oh my God, they're not that big, are they? Happy birthday, Audrey.
Now we know the rest of the story, but Richard started. Okay, my son Andrew would like to tell a story.
Well, my grandma, she has a bat in her house, and she told me she used it for protection. And then someone was in her house, like making movement, and then she went to go check it out with the bat. There was actually like a flying bat.
Oh, well now you just told her secret weapon. Tell me this, Buck here, are you going to say opening or anything? Have a chance to come. Okay. Oh, here comes Jenny has a story.
I want to go to school one time and talk about he said, easy, said, I was skipping school one day, Grandma caught me over behind a good pile and she gave me a good whooping.
That's why they all graduated. Anybody else have a story they'd like to, share before? Here comes somebody. I believe this is her granddaughter, Audrey. Paula, sorry.
Grandma Audrey and Grandma Joyce came down from Mrs. graduation in 2002, I think. And we went shopping marathon real quick before, get her a present. And I got to pick out something, and I was walking around Grandma Audrey, and we got to check out lines behind Grandma Joyce, and I put it up there, and Grandma Audrey and Grandma Joyce are arguing about who's going to pay for my toy.
So who paid for it? Grandma Joyce. I guess the chairman is on his way, so if anybody else has a story they'd like to share. Yeah. Oh, here comes one of my favorite little nieces. She talks a lot, just like her cousin. Okay, there you go.
My great-great-grandma Audrey were a very special person that was very dear to me. She is my great-great-grandma, and she is worth all of us. I just want to let you know you mean the world to me. Your birthday is the perfect time to wish you nothing less than favorite memories that bring you happiness. I wish for you a happy day, for lots of love to come your way. Even though I might not say it, I appreciate all you do. I'm really blessed having a great-great-grandma just like you.
Misty, hold on. Misty next. Yeah.
I was very happy to come to Auntie Jana's birthday. Yeah. And I was so glad, and I love her very much.
She loves you very much, Grandma. Okay, Misty.
First of all, I'd like to say happy birthday to Grandma Audrey. And I'd like to say thank you for always being there. For every time I've come up here, I've made numerous trips up here throughout my lifetime, and her door is always open. She was always able to sit there and have a conversation, and a very giving woman. I'm very grateful to call you my grandma, and I just want to wish you happy birthday and many more. Love you.
AKA Leedy. I don't know if everybody knows, but our Leedy is the best fry bread maker on the res, in my opinion.
I have two stories. The one was about Steve Cobenais, your man. And while we were partying up, Doug was there. And, but anyway, Steve was there, or Steve went home drunk, and Grandma Audrey must have said, "Steve, how come you're looking at me like that with your eyes so red?" And Audrey said, "Well, these are the eyes that got you." Steve said that. "Why are you looking at me with your eyes so red?" And Steve said, "Well, these are the eyes that got you." Something like that. Anyway, then I have another one, me and Sherry. We were dancing around at the Eagles with Grandma Audrey, Stephanie, and dancing all over. Audrey was putting on her moves, and Sherry said, "Holy, I hope we can not move like this when we're 90.
Another thing I know a lot of you know, my grandma, she, of course, don't smoke, eats healthy. What else? Exercises. I know before she used to do the rosary, and everyone knows how long it takes to do the rosary, all the prayers, and she'd walk around in her house and do the rosary every morning. So what they say is the key to long, healthy life is spirituality, family, healthy living. So that's how my grandma lived. Let's give my grandma another round of applause.
I just want to share a story with everybody. I graduated from RN training about 25 years ago. And we had a house party over at my mom's house, and it was one of the all-nighters. And Steve and Audrey were over there, and everyone was pretty well tuned in. And pretty soon, Uncle Steve got up and he went to the bathroom. At least we thought he went to the bathroom. And pretty soon I could hear my uncle's family hollering, Marianne, Marianne, something's wrong with Steve. So we go down, I went out to the hallway there, and there's Uncle Steve. He's laying in the hallway next to the bathroom on the floor. And he was okay. I mean, he knocked himself out. I don't know if he fell or what, but he knocked himself out. We ended up calling an ambulance. The ambulance come over there and hauled him away. And I took Audrey up to the ER. Me and her went up there and they sat up there and they examined Steve and they decided they're going to keep Steve overnight. So they admitted him, and me and Audrey were sitting there, and I said, well, Audrey, I said, what should we do? I said, should I give you a ride home? She said, oh no, she said, let's go back over there. I want to party some more. So we went back to my mom's and we partied the rest of the night while Steve was in the hospital.
He was laid out in the hospital. It's a good story. I'm sure, Betty, you must have a story about my grandma, Betty Bolio, or Ruth, yeah, one of you ladies. Can you come up here, Betty? We can't hear good in this. Ain't a wireless remote.
I've known Audrey for a long time because we were always going to church on Sundays, and that's when I got to see her as she got older. But I think I may have gone to a boarding school when we were in high school. So but I've known her. You know, we got to talking and laughing and joking with each other. So I'm glad to be here today that she got me to be, what is it, how old is she now? 100 years old. Well, I'm not too far behind, but I hope I can hang in there to be 100 too.
Thank you. Oh, wow, which Betty? When Betty was standing there, that reminded me that my grandma and my grandpa Steve was on the school board way back, what, late 60s, early 70s? I think they did some traveling together, and of course what I remember, my grandpa would get on the plane, buy them little bitty shots they had, and that's the only way he'd fly. I think the story talks for itself. Okay, Auntie Joyce, she thought of something.
Yeah, when Betty was talking, she reminded me of, this would have been early 70s, we were on a school board. And my dad was chairman and I was a clerk. Well, we had a trip to Los Angeles for a school board meeting. And we had the champagne flight out of Minneapolis. And there was me and Ray, and there was Betty and her husband, and Pete Strong, and Almeida, and Sheeky, and Alberta, and another couple. Well, anyway, with all the other people on board, it was our group that dragged the plane dry. And the stewardess said, this has never happened before. Anyway, they drank it dry, and then they were even going after the shots on the plane, and that was so funny. Everybody got off, they weren't even walking crooked, they were walking pretty straight.
I think they set standards for you, Mike Barrett. I know he's a school board member, so. Charles, will you come say something and for Grandma and maybe tell a story what you remember about Grandpa Steve, what he used to call you? Just teasing, but we've been involved with Grandma our whole life, come visit her, spend time with her, try to break leaves, whatever we could do. So here's my son, Charles.
Thank you for coming. I just got a lot of good memories of my grandma growing up. Going over the house all the time with her and my grandma Steve. I used to go over there quite a bit when I was younger. Raised quite a bit of hell, and my grandpa always yell at me for sitting in his chair, and he gave me a name and jackets. He raised too much hell, so I had a good time with her. Over the past course of my life, I always enjoyed going over to see my grandma Stephanie, and I was maybe going over to Grandma Audrey's house. Coming to school up here this and I found myself skipping around school quite a bit, and then over at my grandma's house, I didn't know from my mom, this and that, and BSing her. And I just want to say, I know she always enjoys some of the stuff by her house, and visiting you, because every time that I go see her, she always thanks me so much for stopping by. You know, this last few months you're not really been able to get up here as much as I'd like to. But I'd just like to, you know, say for all you guys that are around me listening, feel free to stop by and conversate with her, because I know she enjoys the company, sitting there by herself for days and stuff. So, you know, that said, I just want to wish my grandma a happy birthday and love her, and thank you guys all for coming.
And I guess I suppose this is where I can put my little spiel into. Everybody knows I work at the nursing home, I work with elders, and I've been doing a lot of research like on elder abuse, elder loneliness, different things. And one thing that, when I was doing my research, one thing that really got to me is there was an elder in the community, and she got so lonesome, and what she did is she said sometimes she just pretend being sick and go to the hospital, and when she got to the hospital, everybody would come. So as a family, then all of us, everyone has their own family, everyone's busy, but I always think of your elders, the ones older from you, and take time to go visit them, spend time with them. And even me, I'm guilty. I try to see my grandma at least once a week, which ain't nothing, but I try to see her, and then when I come in, eyes just light up, and then sometimes too, I'll be feeling just guilty, and she'll tell my mom, oh, Cher was here the other day, even though I wasn't. She's like, oh, good. I'm glad she thinks I was. But anyway, I just wanted to give that little spiel. The circle of life, we're all going to get old. American society, the dominant society, values youth so much, but us, it's our life, and this is our culture and tradition to honor our elders and be involved with their life. So I see we have Don Cook just walked in the house, our tribal secretary, bringing gifts. You got some casino packages to pass out to Don? Players Club cards? Mr. Cook, would you like to come say something to the crowd? Overnight stays at 7 Plans? We're just out sharing stories about my grandma, so.
Only if it's me. Well, I've known Audrey most of my life. I always enjoyed her smile, her friendliness, and how she treated the community. I remember in my early days, I used to drive for her and Steve, which were pretty comical and had a lot of fun. But Audrey, happy 100th birthday, and hope you have 100 more.
Miigwech, Mr. Cook. Okay, Sister B, here she comes. Come on, we know you have a good story about my grandma. She'll be right back. Well, Karen, I know she must have a good story about my grandma. Here she comes. And of course, Cole.
Happy birthday, Auntie. Auntie Tickle. Love you. Well, she was very sick here in the hospital. Well, they had her in a nursing home, and I went up and went to go get her, and I asked if I could take her outside. And I asked her if she wanted to go outside, and she told me yes, so I took her outside, and Stephanie, where's Steph? Steph had me all scared anyway, saying this is cold, and it wasn't really cold. They were all there, but it was just feeling guilty, but she just enjoyed it. I had her outside just long. Everyone laughed, and I said, well, I think I'm going to take her because it made me feel guilty because I was going to get her sick. But I just let him say I appreciate having her here, and I just really love her with all my heart, and happy birthday again, Auntie. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here to say happy birthday too. But hi, Auntie. I was late, but I'm here. I couldn't get Lori to come with me. But yeah, I got a few stories too, but those are the kind that involve wilting and stuff. But me and her and my Uncle Steve, I just love it. And I always love her. And I just want to wish her happy birthday. And man, 100 years old. he